Hi FLOSSTUBE, it's Leigh from Creatively on Monday, 12th of August 2024 with FLOSSTUBE number 302 / what the hell have I got here from the Hutt Valley stitching retreat that we had over the weekend. I have a lot of stuff. It's going to be very haul, stuff I got given, stuff I picked up off the freebie table. It's going to be a lot. So, and it's currently, so I'm going to probably have to take cuts and reorg and work my way systematically through stuff in kind of themes like here's some stuff people gave me and here's some stuff I bought and here's some stuff I stitched. So yeah, quick little life update. I don't even know if I have much of one. Last week was hard, found it a bit harder than the week before, from just the gap in my life from my dad being gone. And I'm glad I had Friday off, although I did work a really long week. I did like more than my hours in 4 days, and I also took a day of leave, so probably could have got away with not taking a day of leave really. But anyway, it was a weird kind of week, short in length but long in hours. And anyway, had Friday off to originally I was going to have my friend Zeb staying with me to go to the retreat, but however she had to cancel because she had a sick kitty, and unfortunately just heard today that her beautiful kitty Harry has passed on. And yeah, so I know she's pretty devastated, and a bunch of us sent her our love. I'm glad I had Friday off though, because I did manage to get a bit of housework done, and then after lunch, or had lunch with Judith and Rissa and Jude from Christchurch. Judith isn't from Christchurch. And then they came around and had a look at my pile of stitching, and we just sat and chatted for a few hours. And then I went back to Judith's and had fish and chips with them and a bit of stitching. Did I do a bit of stitching? I organised my floss for my new start. I wonder where that is. And just had a lovely evening. And then, yeah, up at Sparrow's Fart for the retreat both Saturday and Sunday. I had thought I might get a FLOSSTUBE done last night, but I was too tired. I think there was about 85 people. It was a little bit of a tight squeeze in the room we were in. We were a little bit packed in like sardines, but it was lovely to spend the weekend with a whole bunch of people and who have something in common, which is stabbing the crap out of fabric. I actually did get quite a bit of stitching done, mostly on Sunday. I'm really happy with my progress. Did a little bit of shopping, grabbed a couple of things off the freebie or the D-stash table, won a raffle, which was very exciting. Nicole, who was the main organiser of the retreat, North Island Stitcher, she had help from her daughters, and she also organised it with Nara and Kat. However, Kat ended up being really sick, poor thing, and having to go to hospital to deal with whatever the heck was going on with her. And then Nara hadn't been feeling well, and she didn't make Sunday either. So Nicole did a great job on her own, with the help of one of her daughters on Sunday. And they had a charity that we all supported through the purchase of raffle tickets and also donations, which was Women's Refuge. I think Nicole said we raised around $2,300, I think mostly through raffles, but we also were encouraged to take along hygiene products for women, and in exchange for donating hygiene products, we got a free raffle ticket. And I think that we ended up collectively donating a lot of stuff, which was far more than what Nicole had expected. I believe her car was full, her boot was full, and she dropped them off today, which was fantastic. I know personally I took like 8 products, so if everybody took at least 3 or 4, and there was 85 people. You can imagine. I think a lot of people took a lot more than 3 or 4 things. So whether it was sanitary items, deodorants, toothbrushes, toothpaste, that sort of thing. So yeah, it was real successful. So it's nice to be able to give back, given, stitching's a bit of a luxury, right? But it was an early start, 8 o'clock, 3 till 5. It was the option to do a group dinner or go to the restaurant at the inn where we had the retreat, but it was a set menu, and I personally wasn't that keen on the menu or paying for 3 courses when I rarely eat 2. So a small group of us went to another place and just ordered a la carte, so I was able to have a main, a salad, and a cocktail for like $40, $45. So speaking of cocktails, it's Monday after work. I'm having a glass of wine. Someone's got to work through my dad's wine collection that I brought back with me. I did give some away, but I did inherit at least 9 bottles of wine. So I'm starting my way through. So yeah, I think that's kind of the overview, just the overview. Again, we don't have anything like classes or anything, but yeah, there was a lot of stuff. So what I might do is I might start with the stitching I've done over the last week and at the weekend, included a couple of starts and a start and a finish. Then I'll kind of show you I'll try and lump everything together. Some things I purchased, some things I got off the freebie table, not necessarily in that order. Some gifts that were for me. Got two lots of gifts. Some were just people, a couple of people gave me things that were just, thinking about Dad, and others were just kind of like table gifts, a little retreaty gifts. So maybe I should start with, I don't really know. Honestly, I've got so much stuff. I might just start quickly with one gift. So this got delivered to me at retreat, but basically Susie, my friend down in Christchurch, sent a lovely card and this beautiful candle to say, sorry about losing Dad and thinking about me. So this is not a retreat gift per se. This is just a beautiful, beautiful candle in this beautiful glass, I don't know what you call it, candle holder with the cinnamon and orange in the glass. And it is obviously cinnamon and orange, hand poured in the UK. Smells really good. So thank you, Susie. It was really beautiful. So that was just something that Debbie dropped off for me, which was so kind of her. And a couple of other things that people have sent me to say they were thinking of me. Elizabeth in Matamata sent me, she forwarded me a couple of bags that she has made. They weren't made new. She just decided it was time to move them on, and she sent them to me. Beautiful little small project bag and a smaller bag, notions pouch or just small bag, both what do you call it, sewing themed with little sewing charms. She also included a bunch of, I can't find them, so here they are, a couple of little packets of 2024 charms with pins. So I need to get some finishing done. And she also included this lovely stitched L for my initial wall. So it's beautiful. So that was really lovely. And a beautiful card to say she was thinking of me. So Liz sent me, this is Lizzie the Stitcher. Is that your name? Lizzie the Stitcher. So Liz sent me a portfolio that she'd made and personalised with Creative Leigh. Lovely kind of Indian bright fabrics, with a lovely zippered section, a couple of pockets, and a little pocket there. It's so lovely. I love it so much. And a little wrist doofer, as well as some beautiful treats, including a wonderful kind of sweet salami made out of figs, and I've already eaten it over the week, slice by slice. Fig and walnut, it was so good, and some couscous, amazing. So thank you again, Liz, that was just wonderful. And I'm keeping my new start in this, but I have to show you my new start first. I purchased this chart secondhand. I don't think I showed it to you last week, just off one of the local D-stash groups. Renaissance Garden by the Good Housewife, and I love this sort of Jacobean-esque kind of woodcutty looking design, and it says, to everything there is a season and a time to repurpose unto heaven, and I do like that. So I bought that one myself with my own moolah. What else? I got my latest Silks For You, and I only showed you it the other day, but I was away when it arrived. This was hand delivered to me at retreat by Catherine, but obviously it's not a retreat delivery. This is the July 2024 Silks For You. So lovely indigo-y sort of colours, very pretty. So that is in. And what else? Judith has been doing a bit of a tidy up in a D-stash, and I grabbed these. Well, I initially put my hand up for this one because it's on orange canvas. It has some specialty threads in there. So it's a twill canvas work kit. It's a New Zealand original. I don't know from how long ago. I'm just covering up some details there. I don't know. So that is to make some kind of cushion, I guess. And then she was like, but these colours are more you. So I went, oh, well, I have both then. So this one is a pincushion with a twist canvas work kit. 14 count coloured canvas, hand-dyed threads, and full instructions. So it's that one there. But I love the threads. So they were just because Judith was having a bit of a tidy up. Also, not retreat related, I purchased this from Judith. She made some Rendale bags, and I just really, I'm not generally a Rendale fan, but I've got a few things recently that are Rendale thing with this little critter here on the mushroom toadstool. I've got a little tin which I also got from a friend to say thinking about you, but I think it's somewhere, it's probably going to pop up later. So when I show you the tin, so my friend Tracy gave me a little tin, and inside of it was a needle minder and a little tub of the thing of beeswax. So it is stitching related. And then also this comes with the matching notions pouch. This has a squirrel on the zipper pull, and this has a plump little acorn, and they're just so cute, and I love the brass sort of zip and everything. So I purchased those from Judith, and I also purchased a huge piece of I think 32 count linen. So Maureen, one of our local stitchers, had purchased a kit from overseas, and she knew it had linen, but she normally stitches on even weave. So that's at half. It's pretty much close to a fat half. I don't think it's quite a fat half, but it's this beautiful big piece of linen. And I said, well, why don't you just sell the linen and then buy a piece of even weave? Because you like even weave. Talk to Catherine about dyeing you a piece. And I went, look, I'll buy it from you. So I bought the linen from her. I said to her, if you still have the linen at retreat, I'll buy it from you. So I did. So I think that is everything related that I got in that wasn't related to the retreat or stitching. Okay, I mean, it's sort of stitching, but you know what I mean. So, retreat, stitching. Let's talk about the stitching. So, what did I stitch? So last week, I stitched on something. I continued on my Pennsylvania Fraktur Heart. I can't find the picture, it's somewhere. And then that's by Barrick. So this chart is online from Zeb. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Tickle the Ivory linen from James the Needle using my own overdyed cotton, and I had expected to finish it, but I ended up working long hours, so I only made a little bit of progress on it. So since you last saw it, I filled in the bird, added the crown, added those flowers, and added that little leafy thing, and I've just brought the red up. So I'm now at the point where the next quilt star can go in, so I can add that. So I'm just sort of stitching up until I hit something, then added it in. I don't feel like counting. So yeah, I'll carry on working on this. I do want to get the chart back to Zeb. Obviously I wasn't able to give it to her this weekend. So that was all of the stitching I got done during the week, including a little bit on Friday morning. And then I had a new start at retreat. So on Saturday morning, I had to kit it up, of course, Vibrant Flowers by Barrick. A few of my friends were going to be starting, what were they going to start? They had been going to start the Winter Rose Banner, and I thought, well, I don't want to stitch that one, but this is a pinkish house, so I had kitted this up to start. You see, kit it up with NPIs that I got from Helen Barry from that Craft to Kiwi. And anyway, so I started it. Those girls, none of them started that damn thing, but I don't care, I started mine. So this is the, here are the silks all on Friday night. I got them all onto little floss tags, and I like to write the symbol and the number on, so I don't have to look at my chart very often. I can just look at the symbol, and I've just got that on a little ring with a little charm that I got from in my goodie bag at the Christchurch retreat in March, so that little angel. So I started this, and it's on called for 40 count Thornfield linen by Needle and Flax, and the fabric was a rack from Judith, and I'm using the called for NPIs. I haven't written on there that I started it on Friday. I need to write on there that I started on Saturday, the 9th, no, 10th, the 10th. And here is what I got done on Saturday. So got the fence in, and that little plant pot, which looks a little bit like a cactus, and then the key, and then this little star is attached to this plant here. So pretty much I'm about halfway up the side, all the way out on the bottom. Next time I pick it up, I'm sure I'll start on what's next, which is the house. So I'm really happy with that start. It's not a huge piece, obviously, given that's halfway. So, and it's a joy to stitch on. I have found not only are NPIs nice to stitch with, they are also really nice to frog. They come out, they don't go fluffy like, well, for me at least, like some other silks do. Okay, other stitching. Oh, I found the little tin. So there's the little tin that my friend Tracy gave me. So that was during the week, last weekend before last. Okay, so on Sunday morning, I had decided I'd do another new start. And I have it in a wee bag, tiniest bag you can ever get. It's from Audley Stitching, another New Zealand shop. So I decided, I had this in my stash. So when I was showing the girls my pile of crap on Friday, I pulled this out and went, I need to start that. I had it all cut up for ages. It's the Denim Biscornu Pincushion by Cherry Parker Designs. And Cherry was meant to be at retreat, but unfortunately she wasn't able to make it, which is I was really, really looking forward to meeting her, but that's fine next time. So this is, I did a start and a finish, and it is stitched on 25 count white Lugana. I think the called for is but antique white, but I don't have any, and I used the called for Cottage Garden threads in the colour Muscat, but also when I went to stitch it I realised I also needed 931, which luckily that thread was in the goodie bag, so I got that stitched. So here's the rest of my thread. I already had that, so that's my Muscat Cottage Garden threads, and here is my start and finish. There's the stitching for the front of the Biscornu, and it's such an easy retreat stitching because it's so repetitive. You literally just get the X in and the 931 and then fill in the each of the little sections. You know, it's a variegated thread, so the idea is to make it random and then repeat 4 times, and then I just did my I almost finished it, but I finished the cross stitch before lunch and I realised I need to get the back stitching in for the Biscornu, so I think I finished it like 3 past midday or something yesterday. So I was really pleased to have a retreat start and finish. Got to ring the bell, never rang the bell before. And in the afternoon I picked up a whip that I had taken with me. I grabbed Moonglow out of I had taken a couple of whips and decided to do Moonglow. Last time you saw this, I had stitched all of the shrubbery, not only the beading, which is in white, but all the shrubbery on this side. So I had an aim to do it on this side. So I picked her up after lunch. So Moonglow by Nora Corbett. She is on the called for 32 count Mediterranean Sea by Wilchelt, and I'm using the called for DMC, but I'm using some silk and cotton substitution, so all the variegated are substituted, and I will use the called for beads. Hashtag embrace the folds Sal, and that is a start from January, and I about 3 minutes to 5 when the retreat finished, I got a finish on that side. There is a mistake, but I'm leaving it because it's so far away you won't see. The sleeve here is slightly in the wrong place, but I wasn't gonna frog it. So I've got all that in. So all I've got to do now is the moon and these moonlight bits, just a combination of floss and beads. Add beads where you see beads, and there's a whole lot of beads through her. So all the beading has to be done and white stitching in here. So I'm probably going to try and finish her this week because she's so close, and that would be really lovely to get a finish. Yeah, so I got that done. So I actually was really impressed with my retreat stitching. To be fair, yesterday I mostly just sat on my bum and I didn't really socialise as much as I had the day before. But hey, I was happy to do that and get that stitching done. So that was a pretty good stitching week for me, given for the last however many weeks I've really had hardly any stitching. And I feel like I got, not my mojo per se, I don't know, I just feel like I got back into it really. Having not lost my mojo per se, but out of routine. So, you know. I think I'll just take a break, reset. I mean, it won't be a break for you guys, and just gather everything I purchased. And then it'll leave me with the raffle, the goodie bag, and some other gifts that I got. So yeah, one moment. Okay, purchases. So I didn't go too mad because I'm trying to save money. And well, also everything's really expensive, but there were 3 main shops at retreat. So we had Catherine with Country Stitch. So Catherine's, you know, a supplier of beautiful hand-dyed fabrics and lives local to us. And she also stocks the 3 big names of overdye. So we've got Weeks, Classic Colour Works and Gentle Arts. She also has Mill Hill. She has all of the Rainbow Gallery threads, so all the petite treasure braids and all the other different kinds of braids. She stocks a number of different chart ranges, DMC. We also got Carla from Orderly Stitching, and she has a lot of Kiwi themed stitching accessories and things from that little bag I showed you before. Thread winders, little tins, needle minders. She does Kiwi designs for New Zealand fauna. So she has a lot of birds, a lot of our local birds, but penguins and other, I think mostly that, but I guess penguins are birds as well. Anyway, look at me knowing what I'm talking about. I need to have more wine, I decided. Anyway, she has some lovely stuff, so it's fun having a look at her shop in person. And we also had Helen from That Crafty Kiwi. So Helen started off with wanting to import sulky into New Zealand and provide sulky, and then she's trying to provide access to some stuff that other shops aren't providing, like she's stocking NPIs, and also you can order 103s through her. She's also bringing in quite a few charts that are not necessarily through the main distributors, and she went to Needlework Market and Leather Share, etc. So that's really cool as well. So nice to meet her. So we had 3 shops. I made a little purchase from each of them. So from That Crafty Kiwi, I purchased yet another silk that I had ordered the wrong colour for, which I'm not going to show you. It was a beige colour, but she had the NPIs there. So I grabbed the silk, and I did actually need it on Saturday, so I was pleased to get that. And then I grabbed some little pins, a little pin set. These are Jabco. The set is JPM431, and it's just this three little pins. So the tomato, pincushion, and a thread spool and a little flower. I wanted these to go on a set of pincushions I haven't started yet, but I want to talk about that shortly, which is going to be Keeper of the Pins. So I don't have the chart with me right now, but I do have it, and I'll show you that shortly. That will be to help finish those. I grabbed just one of these little needle, sorry, what do you call them? Thread winders, keepers, I'm not sure what you call them. It's just really pretty. I figured I've got a couple of charts that only have 1 or 2 colours, and I thought that would just be a nice way. You can put 2 different colours, like a skein on each end. Just something pretty for a project that doesn't need a huge amount of frost drops. These, I can't remember who sells these, but who produces these. They were available at Needlework Market, and Helen has a bunch of them. There's also sheep. There were 3, I think. There was the sheep, the butterfly, and another one. I can't remember what the other one was. So that's what I got. And so the 3 things: the pins, the winder, floss keeper thingy, and a skein of NPIs from Helen. I then just purchased this from Orderly Stitching, and so this is just a thread winder and a nice length that would suit me because I like shorter lengths of thread, and it has the ururu, or the moorpork, a New Zealand owl that is really lovely. So I grabbed that. So I don't have one, and a lot of the wooden ones are too long, but anyway, I figured this was just kind of cool to have, so I got that from her. I don't think I purchased anything else this time. And then from Country Stitch, I grabbed some fabric for Keeper of the Pins. I didn't want to stitch it on it's called for 36 count or 35 count vintage country mocha linen, and I don't want to do it on that. So the colour is going to be really weird. So I grabbed a piece of linen out of Catherine's, what do you call it, misfits bin, like where she's got dye spots and things. Because Keeper of the Pins is a bunch of pincushions, I'll be able to stitch around the dye spots on this. This is slightly grey. It's got a few other colours in it, but it's actually a 32 count, but she said it's, with the shrinkage for dyeing, it's probably closer to a 34, and I decided that will be fine. So yeah, I'll use that and cut and work around the dye spots and stuff. So that's going to be for Keeper of the Pins. And then Narissa had the chart with her because she thought it might be a start. So I went through it and I've got Catherine just to give me some of the threads. I knew I had plenty of Oscar. The tomato colour is mostly DMC 22, which is one of my favourite oranges. And I didn't need Oscar, and there was another thread that didn't have very much, and I'll just use something from my stash, but I just got some of the overdyes for that. So I got Gust Mountain Mist, which I've never had Mountain Mist. I had a thread that was really similar, a Victorian Model Sample Shop thread that I subbed for anything that needed a Mountain Mist, but I'm nearly out of it. So I grabbed a Mountain Mist. Classic Colourworks Ye Old Gold. I think I have Ye Old Gold, but I don't know if I've got enough. I grabbed it anyways. Classic Colourworks Onion Skin, which I've never had before. I kind of don't have that many that I do remember what I have. And I might have had this, but I've used it. I don't know how to say it. Pimlico by Weeks. I have no idea. And then I also grabbed another Weeks Navy because I need another one for my Quaker sampler from La Di Da. So I grabbed those. So that was all the things I purchased, other than I purchased a bag set, but that was on the Friday night. I'm going to put my pins in there now that I've shown you, because they are going with that as well. So, and Judith said she's got it kitted up as well. So Judith, Narissa and I are probably going to do a bit of a start along at some stage. So I'm just waiting until they tell me when, and I will start that. But there'll be no hurry because there are about 5 or 6 pieces in that pattern. So that's all the purchases. What should I show you next? I might show you what I got off the Freebie table because it wasn't that much, and it will get it out of the way. So we had a D-stash table, which it got really dwindly. Like, that's kind of cool, right? That a lot of the stuff got reclaimed. Because sometimes you end up with, sometimes the D-stash table ends up being a bit like a dumping ground. I had 2 goes at it. Initially, I picked up this book. It's called Cross Stitch Calligraphy. What does it say? A practical guide to creating samplers, monograms, and personalised gifts. And mostly, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's lots of words. It'd be quite interesting to read. But there's a whole bunch of... Oh, I'm going to drop it. Whole bunch of alphabets. Got a modern one. Big one. Going to flash them. And I'm just going to flick through some really bold type, because it is about monograms. I'm going to flick through some kind of gothic-y traditional fonts. So that's kind of cool. And they've given a lot of them. For some reason, the fonts have been given composer names. You've got like Tchaikovsky, Grieg, Wagner, and then just some called composers because they obviously couldn't think of a name. Vivaldi, Ravel, like, so it's kind of like, I don't know if there's anything in here as to why. Maybe because you're composing, I don't know why they've given them composer names. So mostly I got it because there's a bunch of really cool alphabets in here, and who doesn't need, and there are some smaller ones. So yeah, it's a really nice resource. There's also, I don't even know. I only grabbed it because of the alphabets. There's bound to be a whole lot of, oh, interesting. I've got like a chart showing all of the composer names in the various fonts. See, I haven't even looked at this book, but I just grabbed it because of that. There was way too much time on that needed to be spent. I don't know where to put all this. I'm going to chuck it on the floor. And then I also just grabbed this because I love the colours, and I don't know, it was just cool. It's called Serapis Pillows. So these oriental designs, like oriental rug designs. It's a colour charts chart from ye olden days. Do we have a date? They often didn't date things back in ye olden days. Copyright 1990. Goodness me. Here's the Presidente, Carl Christensen, president of Colour Charts Inc. Does he look like he really gives two hoots about cross-stitching? He doesn't, does he? Anyway, sorry, Carl Christensen. Sorry for judging your appearance. I don't know, just really cool kind of geometric kind of designs. Obviously, you can kind of stitch that 4 times and make it into a square if you really wanted to. A decorative Serapis corner. Anyway, I just liked it. I don't know, it's rich and bright and kind of suits me. So that was in the morning. I grabbed those and I went back in maybe Sunday morning or maybe Saturday afternoon, I'm not sure, and I saw this, a crown and needle etui from With My Needle, and I recently got a similar sort of set, you know, vintagey set from somewhere. I think I bought it off D-Stash, and maybe one day I'll actually search them. This is 2003, designed by Alan Chester, and it contains a first verse from Grandma's Poem by Eugene Field. So it says something like, I pray that risen from the dead, I may in glory stand, perhaps it scans across, it's not, you don't read in a straight line. I'll try it again, shall I, now that I know where to read the word head. I pray that risen from the dead, I may in glory stand, perhaps a crown upon my head, but a needle in my hand. That makes much better when you read it like that. Oh, for goodness sake, I couldn't read it down there. It's written down there in like words that are not hard to read. Yeah, anyway, I quite like that. One day, maybe I'll stitch it. It's on 32 count, so that's kind of nice. And then I picked up this. I don't really want to stitch it, but no one else wanted it, and I wanted the little charms. So it's called The Witchy Moon by Stitchy Box, and it's a weird design with a moon, a spider web, a spider, sorry if you don't like spiders, some, I guess, ivy hanging with 3 keys. I don't get the design, but there are the 3 keys, the 3 little charms. So I don't understand. There may be some words in there as to why the significance of 3 keys hanging from some ivy on a moon with spiderweb on it. I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea, but I do like the little keys, so I grabbed that. That's all I grabbed off the Freebie, I prefer that word D-Stash than Freebie. D-Stash or Rehome Table. I like Rehome. It sounds more positive than Freebie, like, which just sounds like a big grab for stuff. Next up, I'm going to talk about the raffle. I won the raffle prize, a raffle prize. There was a bunch of really nice raffles. The organisers did a great job reaching out to the wider community, to a bunch of overseas designers and shops and stuff, and had a few things in the goodie bag, but also a bunch of really nice packets of raffles. So all the raffle prizes are pretty amazing. But I bought, so you could buy tickets and then choose which raffles you wanted to participate in. And I won Judith's bag set. Judith is really amazing. She tends to donate a bag set or something to the to retreats, and this beautiful bag, which I helped consult on. She consults with a few of us on which fabrics to use where, and I was so happy to win it. I laughed maniacally. So it's a large project bag with a bee theme, as beautiful butterfly charm zipper pull, and inside is a very subtle honeycomb. Love it so much. And it came as a set with a beautiful little, well, large notion bag, and this has a bee in a frame with the same inside. And I don't know if you've had a Judith bag, they're fantastic. So I never win raffles, and when I won, I was just like, it was so much fun. So yeah, I was really pleased. So thank you, Judith, for putting that in, and yay to me for winning. So that made my day. I mean, the whole day was great, but that really just finished off the day beautifully. Okay, I'm going to reset. I've got quite a few little things to show you. I'll give you a quick whip through probably most of the things in the goodie bag. I imagine that I'm probably going to get a couple of them wrong. And then also I had a bunch of gifts. Thank you for lovely gifts from, I think I've got this right, Jude, Judith, Narissa, Julia, Melissa, Marie, Cara, Serena. I'm sorry if I missed you off the list. I can't read my writing. There might be another name on there. And I'm just was overwhelmed with it. So yeah, I'll reset. Just checking. Oh, here's the beeswax that my friend Tracy gave me that went in that little tin. And there is also a needle minder, but I don't know where I've put it. I've put it somewhere safe. And that could be anywhere, given that I'm really good at putting things somewhere safe and then never seeing them again until like 10 years have passed. But it's somewhere on this table, I think, and my table's an absolute mess. So I will reset and show you things that people gave me and then what's in the goodie bag. One moment. Okay, I missed Donna off the list. So a beautiful little card, and Donna, it was so nice to meet you. And Donna's one of my subscribers, and I met her at retreat, and she's lovely, and she gave me this beautiful, as per her little note, she found this vintage tea towel in a op shop, and she thought I could probably, it reminded her of my Fraktur birds, and she thought maybe I could turn it into a project bag or something, and I agree with her. It does remind me of my Fraktur birds, and I too would like to turn it into something. It has these lovely panels, which are just perfect for chopping up, and I do absolutely love it, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but man, do I have a lot of finishing I need to do in my near future. And she also included a bunch of little trinkets and doodads. I'm not going to show you all of them, but a beautiful needle book. No, that's not what this is. A beautiful scissor keep. I don't know what people think I like orange or something. Who knew? And a little counting pin and some little cards, including a recipe for how to make tea, special kind of tea, Long Island iced tea and Russian roulette iced tea. The girl knows me well. And I'm just trying to put things back. And a beautiful little charm, scissor charm with a bobbin with orange thread on it and some little trinkets. So that's so pretty. And start with Red's burnt orange. Again, what's with the orange? Do people think I like orange or something? Yeah, it was very sweet. Narissa gave me this beautiful little needle book, and she's amazing stitching that up. I had unfortunately no time to make anything for anybody, so for a bunch of my table mates and friends I put together a wee bag of chocolate and candies because July got away on me, but they understand. So yeah, thank you, Narissa. I love this so much. Judith made me this beautiful bag. This matches a bag that she gifted us the fabric, and I sewed it at our little Jingle Ball gathering in December, early December I think it was. So it matches. I've got it down here. So I've got now a matching little notions pouch to go with that. So that was super kind of her. My friend Jude, she gave us, a few of us, her table mates, a little oat jar, which has in it so she just stickered it up to make it fun. It has a skein of cottage, I was going to say cotton garden, cottage, I can't get it out, I got it out the other day. Cottage Garden Threads. What's my colour? Dandelion. And the Wheat Orchard. And what else? I've tipped everything out. A little non-Christmassy Christmas ornament. This cute little owl. And that was that. What's this? Oh, I don't know. Some nail files. Look, that same Rendale again. See, it's a sign that I had to buy that Rendale bag. Oh gosh, I don't even know now. I've tipped stuff out. There might... Anyway. I don't know who gave me the tea. Someone gave me tea. So I'm sorry about that. Sorry, my camera's gone a bit wonky. Oh yeah, far out. I got citrus lotion. That was from Elizabeth. And like me, my friend Anne didn't have time to make anything because her work's been insane as well. So she at Orderly Stitching, she sort of had said we could pick a tin or a needle minder, so I picked this beautiful tin. So this is by the same shop. Colour is it's the Ruru, and this has got the Tui, Pewaka or Fantail, and I think, I don't remember what that is that a grey warbler, or is it I don't know what it is. I can't remember what the Māori name, but I'm not sure if that's I have to look that up. That's another New Zealand bird. So cute. And anyway, her stuff is just lovely. So I picked that out. Oh, this is also from Jude. I knew there was something else. So she macrame'd this with my initial and gave me a bunch of rings, which was fantastic because who doesn't need those? Makara, one of the attendees, passed around a bag with just little charms in them. So I grabbed a little flower, and this is all stuck together. Melissa gave me a little needle minder that she had these little reels with, she put orange thread on for me, and just a little bag of charms. And Serena won one of my giveaways a couple of years ago, the Teresa Kogut Come to the Garden, and she lives kind of locally, like a couple of train stops that way, maybe 3, and it'd be nice seeing her progress. It's quite nice seeing people stitching things you've given away because you hope that they go to good homes. And she made a bunch of these for people, and of course offered me an orange one, and it's so beautiful. And Marie, these lovely little tins with some needles in there. It's such a sweet little tin. If I was a bird, I'd be that fancy. And Julia, so I do think I remembered everybody, put together this little doofa here with some charms and a bobbin and stuff, and this is so cool. I think that was everything that people gave me, either as table gifts or because they, enjoy my channel or whatever the reason might be. And then last but not least is the goodie bag. So we got a wee goodie bag, and I'll kind of just start with the little bits and pieces and finish with the big. And there were a bunch of, I've said a lot, right? There were a lot of vendors and suppliers and designers that the crew all thanked. I'm just going to kind of randomly show you stuff and drop them into the bag. So we got a beading needle, skinny ass beading needle, always handy. I kind of don't know if I want to drop that in there. Okay. We got a pen. It's called, I don't know, Testo. Writes really nicely. It's a really nice sort of gel type pen. Really like that pen. Excellent choice. What's this? I don't even know. I haven't even opened everything. That's how kind of random the weekend was. We didn't have a lot of room. It was, as I said, it was kind of tightly packed. So by the time you cadge out your bag and your coffee and your what's it and your doofer, there wasn't a lot of room. So, you know, okay, just taking some stuff out of wee bags. We had a little floss bling, I guess you want to call it, which says, it's a wooden, I think it's wooden, it's like a little wooden circle with a sticker on it, and little writing. It says, some girls are just born with sewing in their soul. And it has a little yarn tag and a 2024 and a little pom-pommy thing. So it's very cute. Some little stitching bits and bobses, some just random trim and some random beads, dropping them in the box. A needle cutter, I guess this is, a needle cutter pendant, dropping that in the box. A little pair of tiny scissors that were donated by Country Stitch, that you can take on the aeroplane without any trouble. And they've got like a built-in, a stretchy needle guard. That'll be quite handy because I don't have any travel scissors. Not that I don't stitch on planes, but it's nice to be able to just take your carry-on sometimes. So scissors and a couple of skeins of floss from Forbidden Fibre Co. One of a kind flosses, and I don't know who donated everything. Number 4, number 8, so brown and a blue. A needle minder from Orderly Stitching. There's a kind of sample pack of Raj Mahal art silks and shisha mirrors and stuff, and just some instructions on how to learn techniques. I'm not sure if I'll ever do that. From pips.nz is a little laser thread winder thingy. I don't want to take it out of the container, out of the package. A chart designed by Terry Parker for the Hutt Valley Retreat. So it's got Hutt Valley Retreat 2024 and a bunch of suburbs in the Hutt Valley. And a design of 3 colours plus 2 little beads to attach with glue. I wouldn't glue them on, I would sew them on somehow. So we've got like a little kit that's been kitted up, and I like the idea. Probably wouldn't stitch, I haven't stitched any of the retreat pieces. I probably won't stitch all that. I would do what someone else has done and just stitch that little bit there, and move that up to there, just to, we shall see if I ever stitch. I need to stitch all the retreat pieces. I just haven't done it yet. A little card and some information about pre-ordering from Needlework Market, but this is a spool of Sulky from Helen from That Crafty Kiwi. Yay, that's pretty cool. A little floss brush thingy, a little threader, a bunch of stickers that we're just throwing in there, and a nail file. And last but not least was a book, a chart book from Shakespeare's Peddler called Two by Julia, featuring a couple of reproduction samplers. This booklet was published in 2022 from Teresa Finette of Shakespeare's Peddler, kitstitcher.com, and it includes all charted in, I got a couple of options. You've got DMC or Fancy Floss, and a couple of little mini graphs as well. So that was kind of fun to get. I don't know if I'd stitch them, maybe. They're not, yeah, we'll see. I definitely wouldn't stitch the one with this very kind of quite depressing religious text. What does it say? A gate, it's a weird W, a gate which opens wide to those that do lament their sin. Shut not that gate against me, Lord, but let me enter in. It's not, it's a little bit. But basically the person who stitched these was called Julia Reed from 1849-ish. Oh, they're really cute and stuff, so certainly could potentially stitch elements out of them, but that was quite nice to get. I feel like I've got a bookmark. A lady gave a talk about her journey. She's a guild member and gave her a talk about a journey of stitching. I think it goes that way. So we just got bookmark. Oh, there was also a DMC box, and not last but not least, I've got several of these with some needles and some floss, and that had 931 in it, which I needed. So that was probably everything, I think. I'm looking around on the floor, looking around on the chairs. That was a lot, eh? So it's a lot of kind of haul, a lot of really cute little trinkety things, and I just feel really lucky to have been able to go and attend and spend the time. I mean, the highlight was definitely spending time with friends and just, I don't know, talking stitching and having a laugh and what have you. I do actually have a giveaway, and I don't know, this might be too soon, a little bit uncouth, but someone at the retreat is not a sampler stitcher, and this is a pristine copy. It is definitely a different copy. Mine is slightly bent because I bent it. So that's my one with this bend in it, which is fine. But somebody said to me, they knew I'd be doing a video and they would not stitch this. They don't do samplers at all. And would I like to offer this up as a giveaway? So this is going to be offered up as a giveaway. I do want to offer it only to New Zealand based though, because A, shipping, but B, someone who wasn't able to go to the retreat, you know, who might have liked to go to a retreat, but it wasn't possible for them. I'd like to offer this up to a Kiwi stitcher. Obviously, if you went to the retreat, you don't need to enter, but if you would like to use the word, I think, use the word retreat. If you want to talk about the retreat, but you don't want to win it, then don't use the word retreat, just say weekend. So if you want to say, oh, it sounds like you had a great weekend, don't say great retreat. Use the word retreat, R-E-T-R-E-A-T, if you would like to go in. And please, yeah, I do only want to send this to a fellow Kiwi who perhaps would have liked to have gone but wasn't able to go. So there you go. Booklet. That's it. I'm going to edit this a little bit out. It's going to be long. I don't know when it will go up. I'm going to go make dinner. It's now 6:21. I did leave work early to come home. And then this weekend, I'm staying home. I have to stay home. I haven't been home for, you know, I don't know when I last had a weekend at home. It's been months since I didn't have things to do. My craft room is a nightmare. I've got stuff everywhere. I want to put everything away properly. So I'm going to leave it all in a pile here in my room, in my dining room, until I can put things away properly. I want to be able to put these things onto projects rather than just throw them in a drawer. So all of my little floss bling are gonna be found a project to bling to. I don't even know if that makes sense. But yeah, I appreciate you coming along and watching. It was a great stitchy week. It was a great stitchy weekend. I'm very tired. I was too tired last night to do anything. But it was great. And it was just what I needed to spend a lovely weekend with friends and to not think about things. I feel very blessed. I know this is a lot of excess, not everyone's cup of tea, but I have no idea how something like this, you know, a beautiful little trinkety thing from someone to say, hey, I thought of you and thought you might like this. it just brings me so much joy, just as much as if someone gave me a huge thing, right? But yeah, I've got some lovely friends, and it's a lovely stitching community for the most part. Take care, everybody. Find joy in your stitching, and as always, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.